Hey, okay. Sorry, I had to go in and change the YouTube. Hi Sakura, hi Peggy, hi Sonia, hi Lisa, hi Pat, hi Donna, hi Mary, Sharon, Crystal, see me. They call me Ray. Hello, Rachel, Mary Kim, Backdoor, Kathy, Sonia, Mama Ames, Mystery Truth Seeker, Flower Girl, Sharon, Karen McCann, Whisper to Me, Diana, Julie T, Willa Wick, Kristen, Nicole. You're super excited for this. You've been wanting okay. They are going to give me discount codes, so hold off. Um, they are going to give me discount codes. Hey there, Sarah. How are you doing? Hi, Carol. Crystal, Peggy, Marilee, Jan. Hi, Diane. Nona, how are you? Linda, Tamlin, Flower Girl, Kathy. Thinking of you, Kathy. Vala, Angel Callie, thinking of you too. Thinking of all of you. Peggy Johnson, hello. So we're going to open this, and I'll show you quickly. If you didn't see my update, I did speak to Jeff tonight. He did have a liver biopsy today. It will take 5 to 7 days for results, and his spinal biopsy was put off until Monday. Didn't hear anything really new from the doctors, so just keep the prayers and good thoughts. He said he can definitely feel them and he appreciates them very much, and he is looking at your comments when he can, so keep those coming in too to show him that the support that he has. Okay, let me get, now I put my, oh, here it is. Jimmy got me 2 of these for Christmas. That's not all. I mean, he also got me a set of tools besides my other stuff. So he says I always need something to open boxes. Okay. Well, I guess that's kind of true. So let me get the box. I haven't opened it. I'm going to open it right here. Okay? I'm just not going to dox myself again. I really care, right? Okay. Okay, so I have boxes in here. I don't know whether, hold on a minute. Okay, so I'm confused. Why do I have 2 boxes? Am I supposed to have 2 boxes, or did she send me 2 episodes? And if so, okay, this must be episode 1 because it says 501 and the other one says 502, so we are going to open 1. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So it comes like this. Okay, and you can see more at, here's the website, huntakiller.com. They did send me these. They want a collaboration with me. They said, we can do these, and if we like them, I believe they will send all of the episodes that we can do together. And if any of you would like to order any, I believe they're giving out discount codes. So let me get this one. But let's see what this is like. Okay, so it says, here's the box. Like that. Okay, so it says start here. And I've never done this before, so this is live, and we'll see what happens. So put the box down. So it says, congratulations on joining a community of tens of thousands of detectives across the globe. Hunt a Killer is an interactive experience that is completely unique, like being transported into a TV show with items you can touch and secrets to uncover. I wonder if we're going to be able to pull up an episode and stuff and be able to do stuff. I don't know. This experience is episodic. Think of each box as a new episode, building on the one before and adding more to the story. You will conduct an investigation, establish means, motives, and opportunity, and search for connections as you work towards the gripping finale. After each episode, you should be able to eliminate at least one subject. To do this, you'll need to examine evidence from each episode and cross-reference from past ones to put the pieces together of what happened that night in Good Luck. Okay, so it says find space to dedicate to the investigation. Get a desk, a spare bedroom, or a corner of the kitchen table. Gather your supplies. You'll need a corkboard, highlighters, a notepad, a binder, red string, etc. Or order a murder board kit. They have a murder board kit. I think they should have sent us the murder board kit. From Hunt-A-Killer at huntakiller.com, murder board. Let's see what the murder board looks like. Let me pull that up. Maybe we can use our whiteboard. Huntakiller.com/murder board kit. Well, let's see. This is their murder board kit. Whoops. Get over there. So what do they have? 6 corkboard tiles. I have corkboard tiles. I believe I have tiles. I know I have pieces. Yeah, I think I do. I do have tiles. I know I do. Okay. 2 detective highlighters. I have highlighters. Bundle of yarn. I have some yarn. Evidence protective sheets. Sheet protectors. I can get those. Push pins. Have those. Sticky flags. I have them in the shape of a squirrel. Simple wall adhesive. Yeah, but we'll probably use our whiteboard here. Okay, so we're all good. And we can see the people that are purchasing them. Look at that. I love when that jumps up to tell us that. So, okay. So then it says, let's see. Join the forum. Okay, so there's a Hunt-A-Killer Facebook page. And then there's a forum. So let me put those links in here. Okay, let me get those links. Hold on. And that way we can all be on there and let them know we're working together here. Okay, so this is the, let me see what this one says. Make sure this is the right one. Okay. Okay, I'm joining this one. Join group. Okay, I'm just joining. Okay, I'm going to give you the link in here so you can go there. Hi, Sunflower Brown. Hey, Pear Tree. Okay. Did that show up? Yes. Okay, now I'm going to give you the other one, the forum. Hold on a minute. You can just go here. You can go to the Hunt a Killer site and follow them on all their social media right here. Okay, and let me just get the other one they want us to do, the forum. Okay, so that is this. I'm going to give you this other link right here. And okay. I was just signing up. Okay. So I'm going to give you the forum there. This is the other link. Okay, and then you guys can do that. All right, so let's see what else we have to do. So we've done that. Keep everything found inside the box and then consult your inventory card to ensure all items are present. Okay, so let me just grab our inventory card. Where's our inventory card? Hold on, I don't want to get ahead of myself. My inventory card. Okay, I don't know where my inventory card is, so I'm already out of luck. Let me see. I don't know. We're going to assume we have everything. Okay. So then start with the letter from your contact. Okay, so I'm gonna take this off for a second. Okay. So how to play analysis. Start with the letter from your contact. This will be your anchor for each month's episode. Read everything else as well. If there's anything that seems out of place, identify inconsistencies. They will help you focus your investigation. Okay, so don't be afraid to play around with items in your box. Turn them upside down. Stack them on top of each other. Hold them up to a light. You might be surprised at how much you can learn from a new perspective. Be on the lookout for scientific, historical, and real-world connections. Use online research or your local library to gather new knowledge and test your theories. See who has access to the murder weapon, who has a reason to want the victim dead, and who has access to the victim around the time of death. You get all three of those, and you found the killer. Read everything with care, and don't take anything as truth without thinking about it long and hard. Jotting down notes on clues you uncover and ideas you develop right from the start may aid in your investigation in this episode or in future ones. Some documents may not be fully clear until you get more information in future boxes. Need a helping hand? Turn the page. It says interact with online elements of gameplay. True to an investigation, there are files, tools, and correspondence critical to your success that can only be accessed online. You'll find the necessary links mentioned within the letter. So we have online stuff we can do together, okay? Join the forum, join Facebook, track your progress with helpful hints, and eliminate a suspect when you've completed each episode. Now, I could tell you right away, hunt for a killer, you want my advice, right? If we're going to use online resources, what I think you should give us, that we would have an online almost like that board would be online. And we could move things around and keep it online. I think that would be really good. to have so we could manipulate the names and all the stuff on there and have it online, especially if you're playing in this type, like if we're playing as, you know, a true crime chat and we're doing it together. I don't know, I'm just thinking. The chat can tell you if they think that's helpful or not. So yeah, put your suggestions because they will be looking at these videos. Okay, so it says your community, and they show pictures, and let's see here. Display your detective skills with merchandise straight from Hunt for a Killer, and Hunt a Killer gives back. Every year, 36% of murders go unsolved. Cold Case Foundation, a nationally recognized 501c3 nonprofit organization, is dedicated to stopping this devastating compounding effects of cold cases and providing hope and resources for families affected by violent crime. For every subscription box sold, Hunt a Killer will donate to help the Cold Case Foundation seek justice for victims of violent and deadly cold cases. So they're giving back, and you can contact customer service at sam@huntakiller.com. Okay, so let's see. We have to look at now let's see what else is in our kit. We have this is our handy dandy notebook. It's just blank pages, and this is their, I guess, their logo. Okay, so they've also sent a logo pin, and they've sent this little flashlight keyring, which I'm surprised. Another thing, Hunt a Killer, why is your logo not on your little keychain? Should be on you. You want our input here. You should have your logo on here. You should have your website on here. You should have the name Hunt a Killer on here. What do you guys think? Let them know. This should be branded. See, you should have this right here on it, and on the back you should have the website. The logo, and then this should be on that. On the back should be the website. Okay, so here we have a little card. It says your goal in this episode. Okay, eliminate a suspect. Go to members.huntakiller.com recaps and click on the icon for the episode. Enter the password for this box inventory card. Click on the one character who cannot be the murderer based on the evidence in this episode. Okay, so it's kind of, when we eliminate someone, we can go to this website and click on the person to see if we get a congratulations that we're right, that that person cannot be a suspect. Okay? And then here's our inventory. Okay, it doesn't say inventory. So that's another thing you might want to do. A lot of people are very literal. If you're not going, I know you have an inventory here, but if you're not going to call this card an inventory card, you should put what it is. I know it seems nitpicky, but people will be like, where is the card? Okay, so, because it says, yeah, I know you say over here, turnover. This is so little on the bottom. Turnover for an inventory list. It should be up here. Okay, because people aren't looking for the back and looking at some fine print down there. Just a little, when you print them again. So, episode 1, this month, your package contains 11 items. 1, the letter from the private investigator. 2, the black light. So this is a black light that we have. I'm sorry, it's not a key ring, it's a black light. We have a high school yearbook. We have a map of Chestnut Falls. We have a letter from the sheriff. We have an investigation waiver. We have witness statements. We have a crime scene description. We have a newspaper article, and we have an incomplete timeline, and we have a koozie. Okay? All right. So, in here, it says Gray Investigations. And we're supposed to open our letter from the investigator. Okay. So Michelle Gray is the private investigator that we're getting the letter from. We just got a letter. Okay. I know you can't see it. I have an idea. I can take a picture of it, and then I can send it to myself, and then I can post it so you guys can read the letter. Okay? I want to get a shadow on this. Okay, it's going to be a little bit of shadow, but it'll be fine. Okay, so send it to my Gmail. All right, I'm going to pull the letter up. Let me just label this in case we have to bring this up again. Okay. There we go. So, okay, so hopefully, let me make sure you can see that and we can do this. Okay, hello. Per recommendation by my trusted colleague, I'm reaching out to you for assistance in investigating a recent homicide. The extensive nature of this investigation is providing too much for one person to handle, and there are certain aspects that impede on my objectivity. I understand that you are incredibly capable, so I have no doubt that you will be an asset in solving this case. The victim is Charles McDonough. Charles McDonough? McDonough. I was going to say McDonough, but it's not. McDonough. Okay. A pharmacist in Chestnut Falls, Illinois. He was murdered on the night of his high school reunion, or rather, our high school reunion. Charlie and I both graduated from Chestnut Falls High School in 1998. I've always had the tendency to hyper-focus on my work and neglect to befriend those around me, Charlie included. But I remember him as a kind person, always surrounded by the same tight-knit, I can't speak tonight, tight-knit group of friends who called themselves the Hacky Pack. Unfortunately, they are now our prime suspects. 5 suspects, okay, so we have 5 suspects from the friend group currently reside in Chestnut Falls. So here are our 5 suspects, pay attention. Antonio Viller, who's a record shop owner. Arthur Hughes, high school history teacher. Robin Dupree, a farmer. Nicholas Matsoukas, neuroscientist. And Susan Lee, a veterinarian. They are in town just for the reunion. Aura McBride, lawyer, and Charlie's cousin, Nita Patel, a freelance journalist, and Gavin Nash, a plastic surgeon. Lastly, we must consider Sarah McDonough, Charlie's wife, whom he met in college, as an additional suspect. I'm in the process of gathering witness statements from the 9 suspects and have provided you with transcribed copies of what I have so far. I started tracking the suspects' movements in a timeline based on the recounts of the night. It's included in the case file, so please think of it as a jumping off point. Because this investigation is ongoing, there is still key evidence being collected and uncovered. Rest assured, you will eventually receive everything pertaining to the case that is in my power to obtain. I've also created a virtual shared desktop for you to access remotely. And then we're given the address of the desktop. There you'll find further information and resources to help with your investigation. Any new evidence that I receive will be locked with a password, which I will be sure to provide you with. Needless to say, everything is strictly confidential, so please do not share this information with anyone. It's okay, I'm just sharing it with us web sleuths. On the desktop, you'll find a document named Plan of Action. It should help you as you're going through the case file. There's also a folder named To Organize, where I keep files that I haven't had the chance to, organize. It contains school records from 1998 Chestnut Falls High Archive, which you can access with the password. Please take a look and decide for yourself if they could be relevant. I implore you to examine this case with an objective eye and fill in any gaps that I may overlook with your help. There's a chance I'll finally get a good night's sleep. I'll touch base with you soon. Michelle Gray, Private Investigator, Gray Investigations, LLC. Okay. So that's the first thing we have. Okay. And then next we have, we have a big, this is a big map. Where's Eric? Eric? So we have all the businesses, the Monarch and Cardinal Restaurant, the Salamander Pawn Shop, Roberts Market, Manifest Destiki Saloon and Tiki Bar, Diane's Hair Salon, Arcadia Financial Corporation, Spin City Record Shop, Main Street Drugstore and Pharmacy, Treasure Trunk Clothing and Oddities, Dimitri's Taverna, Chestnut Falls Post Office, Chestnut Falls Town Hall. It goes on. Paul's Pizza and Subs. Everything there. So wait, let me get a drink here because I'm... Is what? I think we're going to have a Slack group for this, to tell you the truth. We're going to have a Slack group for this stuff, I think. To work on this. We'll probably work on this maybe one day a week, maybe on the weekend when... like one day a week, because I think you get like a month to solve this. So probably we do it tonight's Friday, but like on a Friday or Saturday night maybe. What do you think about that? Is that a good idea? And we'll have to get a Slack group. Now, let me know if you're in Slack and you want to go into this Hunt a Killer group and work on this stuff where we can post the materials, let me know. If you're not in Slack and you want to get in Slack, you have to let me know that too by emailing me. Okay, so we have a yearbook in here that will let us see. This is from 1998. It'll let us see all these people. So who was it that, here's Here's the person, Charles McDonough, that lost this one. Is the guy that was murdered. Okay. And so our other suspects are in here. We do have a Mrs. Donahue. We have their pictures. We have signatures. I'm not sure. Somebody wrote this one. That's not nice. It's such a tool. Charlie Mac. So, I mean, we can read through some of these and find out. Break Artie. Artie wasn't there an Artie that was a suspect? Okay. And then what else we have in here is a bunch of documents. We have something from the sheriff's office. We have our, let's see, crime scene description, just like we're used to reading the real ones, right? Very similar. We're all accustomed to this. Exactly what we read in the other cases that are real and true. Hi, Diana. Hi, Bella. Okay. You're not in Slack, Mandy? Well, you're going to have to get yourself in there. So we have an affidavit for the search warrant here. And then we have a newspaper clipping that says, small town murder highlights death of small town morals. And on the back it says, a farmer finds a sheep mysteriously slaughtered overnight. So we've got that, and we've got this. And we've got our letter. Jenna, okay, if there's I'm going to put a Slack group just for the Hunt a Killer, so we can work on it together. Nurse Nana Patty, you've got to send me an email, and I send you an invitation if you want to join the Hunt a Killer group. Otherwise, we have I'll tell you what other groups we have in Slack. Would be a true crime chat that you talk about the cases that we're going over. We have a recipes group. We have a sewing group. We have a Legal Eagles group. We have a craft group. We have a weight loss group. What other groups am I missing? What am I missing? Those are the main groups that are functioning right now. So if you want to join any of those, a bargains group. So if you want to join any of those groups, or now the Hunt a Killer group, you need to email me. Say, I want to join Slack. If you're already in Slack and you want to join any of those groups, you have to say, I'm in Slack, but I want to go in that group. Okay, Angel Callie. I'm going to just set up the group right now real quick while I'm here, because I tend to just, you know what, forget to do things sometimes. Don't have time or forget. So I'm just going to put this in. Oh my gosh, my keyboard is falling. Okay, and okay, let's see now. Let me get back. There's the group. Anybody here right away that's in Slack wants to join it? If you let me know right away, I can see if I can add you right away. Right, I said your sewing room. I did say sewing. Hi, April. You would, okay, I've got, it's going to be an extra group on Slack. Add you? Okay, I'll add you right now, Sonia. Okay, you're in. Is there anybody else that wants to get added right now? Anyone else that's already in Slack? You do to Scooter, you do at Sierra. Okay, Lisa, hold on. To Scooter. Okay. At Sierra. Okay. Who else did I just say? To Scooter, at Sierra. Who was the other one that I just said? This is my memory's going on me. I used to be so good. Who's the other one? Don't tell me. I'm going to figure it out. To Scooter, at Sierra. I've already added Sonia and Angel Callie. Oh, Lisa H. See? It comes to me. It comes to me. Okay. Choking on Ashes says yes. April, yes. Chrisry, okay. No, they don't need to buy it. This is for us to do this one. Donna, Robin, okay, are you guys in Slack? Let me just see, I'll tell you who I have here. I'm going to try to add people, okay? So Robin, you said Robin. Okay, I have you. Yep, you're on. Okay, and then Chris Ree said so. Okay, I'm not getting you by your name, by that name. Okay, who else said they wanted to Choking on Ashes? Okay, I've got you. Let me see who else said. April, okay. Let me see there. Are you already in Slack, April? Because I'm not finding you under your name. Let me know if you're not in Slack. Then I'm only adding people that are in Slack. If you need to be added to Slack, send me an email. You want to go in there, Sakura? All right. Okay. And I'll put Sharon in there. I'll put the mods in there because I know that most of them, if you don't want to go, you can get out. But it just saves me time. Trying to remember everyone offhand here. There, I think I've got a bunch in there now. Okay. And let's see, I'll see who else I can add. Janelle. Chris, what is Pat Miller? You don't want to be last? Okay. Diana, okay. All right, Diana. Crystal, hold on. I'm trying to remember everybody. My memory is not that good. Bear with me. Sometimes it is very, very good. Diana. Um, I'll add Maui because she just will want to be in there. I just think so. Crystal, got you. Okay. Who else said? Janelle. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Beer Vidal. Carol Boyce. You want to be in there? Okay. I'll add you now. Renee, okay. Carol Boyce and Renee. Are you not in here at all? Okay, Carol Boyce, you have to be added completely? Okay. Renee, I know, is in here, so put you in there. Okay, I'll tell you who I have in there in a second. Amanda, okay, hold on 1 second. Lexi, are you in here? Let me see. What did, Amanda? Okay, Amanda, I've got you. Okay, let me tell you who I have in here so far. I have 2 Scooter, Amanda, April, F, Etzira, Callie, myself, Danielle, Diana, Dylan, Janelle, J Bells, Jess, Casbat, Crystal, Lisa H, Maui Chickadee, Mama Ames, Margie, Renee, Robin Lane, Sakura, Sharon Martin, Sonia, and Choking on Ashes. That's who I have so far. Is there anybody else in the chat that wants to go in right now? If you do, you have to be in chat in Slack right now because those are the people that I'm adding. The other ones I have to add, it's a little bit of I have to send you an email and stuff. But the ones that are already there, that's the ones I'm looking to add right now. Let me see. Pat Miller, okay, Pat Miller. Are you in Slack? Okay, no, you send that, yeah. You don't want to play. Okay, Tanya, you don't have to play. Nobody has to play that doesn't want to. We're only going to do it probably 1 day a week until we solve this one. And see how it goes. Okay? You, Peggy Johnson, okay. Peggy Johnson and Jen Proctor. And let me see, who else did I? Pat Miller. Pat Miller. Let me see who I have. Pat Miller, Peggy Johnson. Okay, and who else did I see? This is scary. Don't tell me. Pat Miller, Peggy Johnson. I'm not doing well on the memory test. Memory test I'm not doing well on. Jen Proctor. Oh, you're not in Slack? Okay, sign you up. I have to sign you up. Okay. Well, this group, we have a bunch of groups in Slack. I just mentioned them. There's a sewing group, there's a recipes group, there's a bargains group, there's a weight loss group, there's a true crime chat group, there's a crafts group. Kathy, add you, you too, Kristen, okay. Okay. I hope I have the right Kathy, is it under an initial in there? I hope I have the right Kathy. Are you under just Kathy and then an initial of a last name? Let me know, Kathy. Because I don't see a profile picture. Okay. Carol Clark, are you not in there? Okay. Did you get me? Donna, are you in Slack? Let me just make sure that you're in Slack. I don't have, are you not in Slack? If you're not in Slack, then I have to add you to Slack. It doesn't look like you're in Slack. You know, I wonder, I hope Deb BC Survivor is okay. We haven't seen her in a while. I hope she's okay. I'm gonna add Lisa DeFiore because I just think she would like to be in there. Okay, as I'm going through people, I'm just gonna see. And if somebody doesn't want to be in here, they don't have to be. Carol Clark, did you want to be in this one? I'm putting you in here, Carol Clark. If you don't want to be in, you can take yourself out. I'll put you in the true crime chat too. But I'm putting you in this one right now. Carol Lucy in there. Putting Jennifer Crowley in there. She doesn't want to go. She can go out. I'm gonna put Jeannie in there, I think. I'm putting 80s Girl in there. Paula, I'm going to put her in there. Okay, let's see. All right, so, all right, the rest of you, I mean, we've got 38 in there now. If I missed you, I can add you, but I think we have most of you that said something that I saw. Aletha, are you in Slack already? If you're not already in, I just lost my keyboard. If you're not already, that's good. If you're not already in Slack, you've got to be added to Slack, which means you have to send me an email, then you have to accept the invitation. Kathy, it has your last name? Oh, okay, maybe I added the wrong Kathy then. Let me go and do that. Nanette? Okay, yes, hang on. It's going to be the Hunt a Killer group. Who was Nanette, right? Okay. Got you, Nanette. I'll add Barbara, I'm adding you. You look like a game player, Barbara. If you're not, it's okay, no hard feelings. You could just click to leave. Let me see. Teresa Fisher, I hope you're doing okay. I'm going to add the Bryan clan. I think she's a game player. I'm going to add Teacup. Pretty sure she's a game player. Tamara, I'm adding you. You look like a game player with all those parties you're having. I'm going to add the Frilly Farmhouse. Frilly Farmhouse, you look like a game player. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to add you. I think you'd like us. I'm going to add Snow Remover. Okay, I'm going to add who else do we have? I'm going to add What Big Eyes because I think and your best friend. Now, did I see Jen Proctor? You said I think you have to be added, unless you're. I don't know if you're under. I don't know if there's somebody, but I'm not sure who it is. All right, so now we've got 49 members in there. Let me see. You're Christy? All right, let me add you. Huh? I'm good. I'm good, no. I'm good. Christy, okay, Christy, I've got you. Okay. Stephanie, you just have to send me and I'll send you an invite. Alethea, are you already in this? Jeff is in there. Jeff's in there. Evie Scorpio? Oh, no. Oh, you're not saying that to me. Okay, you're saying hi. I would love to be. Okay, so you just need to send me an email, Stephanie, and you can be. You sent an email, okay. No, okay, Alethea, you have to send me an email. I've got Tamara Pringle. She's in. She's in. Tamara, you're in. Let's see. Hey, Gigi. Hey, April, how are you? Yeah, April's had a little bit of a tough time there. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, April. I didn't want to say anything for you. Trying to see if anybody says you're in there, Kesmet. Okay. All right, so we've got those in there now. I know that a bunch of you sent emails, but I'll do that. It's 333. Okay, so let's see what else we have in here, so we don't hold everybody, up. And then I'll get you all in by tomorrow. So don't worry. You're not going to be missing anything tonight. Okay. So let's see what else we have, because we should be able to. Let's rule out one suspect tonight. I think we're going to be able to rule out one suspect tonight if we look at this. Okay. So. All right. I think we have to go through the crime scene or something. That we're going to be able to rule out one of those suspects tonight. Please, let's be able to. Did you take down the suspects? Okay, I hope so. Uh-oh, I lost my. Oh, here. Okay. So the sheriff's letter says, I'm sorry about bringing you in on such short notice. I shouldn't have called you so late. This is to Michelle, okay? And you know what? I will post these in the Slack group, and I think I'll keep them in there. And that way, but you'll see, I'm reading this one, okay? So I shouldn't have called you up so late last night to ask for your help. You probably would have rather continued catching up with your friends than jump into a murder investigation, but I'm grateful you said yes. Honestly, I don't know who else to trust with this. My office hasn't been able to keep up with how fast this town is growing. And with my illness keeping me out of commission, that just leaves Officer Goff to hold down the fort. Goff's a good man. He's great at directing traffic and maybe handling shoplifting case, but the man is as green as the day I hired him. A murder is way out of his league. So we know that the only other officer is totally green, can't handle a murder case. Okay? I knew you were in town for the reunion, so when Goff called me, panicked as a squirrel staring down a semi, I picked up the phone. You are by far the best intern we ever had, and I was so proud when you told me you were starting your own PI firm. A formal office was never your style. Chestnut Falls is my home, and it was once yours. It just felt wrong trusting it to some stranger from the county or state offices. I know it's unusual, but I'm asking you to run point on this investigation. You have access to all of my office's resources, including Goff, if you can find a use for him. So he's not very useful, okay? The town hasn't dealt with a murder in decades, so I apologize for the lack of guidance or protocols to help you. Show this letter to Lisa at the town hall, and she'll show you around the office. If you buy her coffee first, she'll even teach you the trick to make the printer work. Charlie was a good man, and it kills me to hear what happened to him, but I rest a little bit easier knowing that you're on the case. Stephen Navarro, the sheriff of Chestnut Falls. Okay, so here's the crime scene description, okay? We have a homicide. At 10:52, the sheriff called to request my assistance at the crime scene on his behalf. I left from the local bar at 10:58 p.m. and arrived on scene at 11:16 p.m. I spoke to my deputy, who was still on the scene, reporting Officer Deputy James Goff. Before I left the scene, I observed the placement of the evidence markers and the situation of the vehicle. Okay, now listen to this now. The passenger side door was left open. The interior lights and headlights were left on. The keys were in the ignition. Following interviews with reporting officer, reporting witnesses, a medical examiner revealed further details of the crime scene upon their respective arrivals. So, the location was secluded. It was an area known as the Grove to locals who frequent it, and it was frequented by teenagers. Empty bottles and other items were found in the area. It was dark, dry, and trees in the area are close together, hindering visibility into the scene. The vehicle was a 2008 Honda Accord 4-door. Plates and victim's spouse confirm that the vehicle is registered to Charles McDonough. McDonough. Is that, how do you say his name? McDonough or McDonough? I don't know. I wish they would give us an easier name to pronounce it. So, hi Susan. So what do we know? What do we know? The car was registered to the victim. It was a 4-door Honda. The passenger door was left open. Sounds like somebody was running from the passenger side, right? The keys were left in the ignition. The interior lights were on and the headlights were on, which makes it seem it wasn't long enough for the battery to die, so it occurred fairly recently, right? Are you guys following me? Hi, Suzanne. Love you too. Okay, everybody's on the same page now? Should I get the whiteboard out? I'm going to get the whiteboard out. Hold on a minute. I don't think you guys are following me. Okay, so what do we know? Let's see. And then we can save our whiteboard here. Okay, what do we know? What did we learn on the show tonight, Craig? Okay. We know that the, hold on a minute. Why is that over there? I don't want to be over there. Okay. Crime scene was secluded area known as the Grove. Okay. So I'm going to say that, and remember that Charles is the victim, right? So Charles is our victim. Let's go on now here. The marks at the scene match make and model of the tires on the car belonging to Charles McDonough. Gravel indentations show footprints leading away from the car at a long stride. Okay, so okay. Ground consistency made size and shoe impossible to identify. Okay, so we couldn't see anything there. Now the officer interview notes at 10:17, dispatch received a 911 call regarding the discovery of a body in a car on Willow Lane. The caller identified himself as Ora McBride. Herself. Reporting officer James Goff was dispatched and arrived on the scene at 10:39. Goff entered the clearing and was greeted by an adult female who identified herself as the caller. She stated that she was the cousin of the victim and had seen him alive approximately 1 hour previously. Okay, so we know that this may be one, we could rule out, I don't know. We know that 911 call made by Ora Bride. She was on scene and stated saw victim alive 1 hour earlier. Okay, she is the cousin. Okay. All right. Okay, so after confirming the presence of the body, Officer Goff secured the scene and contacted dispatch to request medical assistance. At Goff's request, McBride exited the area to await further questioning in the officer's vehicle. Goff then secured the scene and cleared the area, finding no other persons present in the vicinity. At 10:47, Goff called Sheriff Navarro to relay what had happened. The sheriff then called Goff back at 10:52 to request his assistance. Dr. Kara Duncan arrived on scene at 11:04 p.m. and pronounced the victim dead at 11:12 p.m. By visual observation that the victim was not breathing, and by the tactile observation the vehicle did not have a palpable carotid pulse or other indications of heartbeat or respiration. After I arrived to the scene, I observed that the victim was slightly slumped in the driver's side seat with obvious bruising and abrasions around the neck. I just want to say one thing. This kind of reminds me of those books that I told you about a long time ago that I read. I think I was in 7th grade, and they were written for, preteens like that, teens, where they would tell you a case. It was a short case with little clues and ask you who did it at the end with things. And this is kind of reminding me of that, but it's a little more elaborate, a lot more elaborate. So I really like this kind of stuff. Okay. That's just my observation. So that Dr. Duncan pronounced the victim deceased. And then after I arrived onto the scene, this is Sheriff, I observed the victim was slightly slumped in the driver's side seat with obvious bruising and abrasions around the neck. Okay, so we know, let's see. Hold on. Okay, so let's see. McBride was taken willingly to the Chestnut Falls Sheriff's Office for further questioning. Body of the deceased was removed from the scene. Medical examiner notes was the victim was declared dead at 11:12. Victim sustained injuries consistent with strangulation without a ligature, including marks on the neck, okay, and evidence in the whites of the eyes. Dr. Duncan could not confirm further injury without conducting a full autopsy, but could observe signs of probable damage to the cartilage of the trachea. Cause of death likely asphyxiation from a crushed or closed airway. Time of death was estimated to be between 9:35 and 9:40. So let's put that down. Okay, let's see. So here's what, here's the statement of Ora McBride. She said, Charlie and I are cousins on my mom's side. We grew up in town together, but I moved away after college, and he came back here to settle down. This was the first time we'd seen each other in a couple of years, so we talked a lot at the reunion. I lost track of him at some point, but we'd all agreed to meet up at Dimitri's at 10, so I thought I'd see him later. I volunteered to help Artie clean up after the reunion ended. I took care of the gym, and he cleaned the cafeteria across the hall. I finished up a little after 9:45. I was going to head to Dimitri's then, but I saw I had a missed call from Susan's work number. I tried calling her back, but got no answer. Susan wouldn't call for no reason. She's not the talkative type. During the reunion, we talked about her issues at work, and I saw her step out early. I was worried she was having some trouble, so I drove out to her clinic. On my way, maybe around 10:15, I saw some headlights shining just off Willow Lane. It looked like someone had parked at the Grove. I thought it must be someone I knew, since the Grove was a popular place to hang out when we were teenagers. I parked on the side of Willow Lane and walked over to the car, which I recognized as Charlie's. The passenger door was wide open. I saw Charlie leaning back against the driver's seat. Okay, that's weird. Now, she says he was leaning back, and the officer said he was slumped over the wheel, right? So we've got a discrepancy there. So did the coroner move him or what? Okay. She said he didn't respond when I tapped on the window. The driver's side door was unlocked, so I opened it and I shook him, but still no response. He was pale and had bruises around his neck. I checked his pulse, but there was nothing. My phone said I called 911 at 10:17. I can barely remember what I said to the operator. I was in such a panic. I don't remember how long it took for authorities to come. His skin was still warm when I touched him. I got there too late. Okay, now we have Artie, okay? So Artie is the guy that she was cleaning up with, or he was cleaning up across the hall. He said, I was at the school until 9:45. I was cleaning up after the overwhelming success of the reunion, which is no surprise seeing as I put it together. There were a few minor hiccups, but thankfully no one made an ass of themselves. Truly a remarkable feat given that Gavin Nash was in attendance. So Artie already sounds like he doesn't like Gavin Nash, so there's an animosity there, okay? Okay. Aura volunteered to stick around and help put the tables away. I assume she did so, but I was mostly straightening up the cafeteria, and ensuing all of the fundraising money was properly accounted for, so I didn't see much of her. As I was about to leave, I noticed the custodial closet was ajar. I took a quick peek inside, only to see it was in utter disarray. I did my best to pick things up, but now I'll have to apologize to Mr. Fitzpatrick on Monday morning for how inconsiderate my fellow alumni were to his workstation. Regardless, I made it to Taverna right around 10. I was worried that I'd be late, but Antonia was the only one there. The others showed up over the next 20 minutes or so. Everyone seemed normal, except that Gavin showed up with soaking wet hair that was dripping water onto his shirt. I guess the perpetual pretty boy felt he had enough time to go back to the hotel to shower, but not enough to properly use a towel. Anyway, we were still waiting for Susan and Aura to arrive when we got a phone call from Aura with the terrible news about Charles. I imagine it will take some time for all of us to recover from this tragedy on what should have been a perfect night. Okay, so there's a lot of things here. He doesn't like Gavin. Gavin has soaking wet hair. Why is Gavin's hair soaking wet? Did he really go back to the hotel to take a shower, or did he wash it somewhere else where he didn't have a towel? Because wouldn't he have used a towel if he had done that at the hotel? So it sounds like he washed up somewhere else, making us think that he did it, but that's a little too obvious. So let's see, we have a statement from Susan Lee. So she arrived at the reunion at 6, spent most time catching up with everyone, saw Charlie briefly. Later in the night, she spoke to Aura about the lawsuit that she's currently involved in. Our conversation left me with some serious questions about the process, so I decided to leave the reunion early around 8:40. I drove to my office at the vet clinic to look over some documents my lawyer had sent me. Then around 9:10, I called my lawyer and we spoke for half an hour or so. After that, I called Aura to ask for some more legal advice, but she didn't pick up. This was at 9:45, I believe. I left my office and paced around the clinic for a while, thinking I should try to call Aura again soon. I'd planned to meet up with a friend group at Dimitri's at 10, but I wasn't in the mood at that point. It wasn't until later in the night I heard about what happened to Charlie. Okay. Gavin sweating. Gavin is sweating so badly, you think, that his hair looks like he washed it? Aura was on the scene. Right, she was. Okay, so we have, let's go back here. So we have an animosity between Artie and Gavin. He tells us Gavin, oops, hold on a minute. I don't know what I'm going to do here because I need a bigger whiteboard, or I need to make my font smaller, but I have to make my font smaller, guys. I know I tried to make it really big so you guys can see it, but we're going to have to make it a little smaller. There we go. You can still see that. Why isn't it letting me go over here? It won't let me go over there. Okay, well, I don't know why. Gavin had soaking wet hair. Susan Lee never arrived to Dimitri's. Okay, did not answer a phone call from Susan at 9:45. Okay, and let's see, we have Gavin Nash now. I got to the reunion when everyone else did. This is Gavin. I don't know. Look up when it started. I talked to Charlie, but I wasn't interested in whatever he was blabbing about, so he sounds like a real winner. So I talked to some other people. It was great to come back and see where I started out. It's crazy how much has happened since high school, but I'm doing really well, unlike some people. So he sounds like a bit of a conceited ass. I don't mean like Charlie, but I guess that counts. I left at 9. So he says he left at 9. I went to my hotel. I wanted a nap, and maybe I drank too much. I don't know. I was having a good time. Well, he doesn't sound like he was having a good time. I didn't know what would happen. I left the hotel and got to the diner, and I know Nick showed up a bit after. I remember because his parents wouldn't get me anything to eat before he got there. What? And I was starved. I just finished a cleanse. It was brutal. So why, if this guy Gavin is so successful, why did he have to hope that whoever this Nick is, that the parents were going to get him something to eat? I just finished a cleanse. It was brutal. It's too bad Charlie's gone. He used to be a lot of fun. Okay, so we know that Gavin was gone early. Okay. Love the thought pool. Hi, thankful and grateful. Okay. So. Okay. I got home from the reunion. Now this is Antonio. Okay. He's too drunk to pay attention. Apple Snapple. Right. Yeah. So that's a good excuse. And then pretty arrogant. Look it up. I don't know what time it started. Look it up. Hey, Red Raven Spirit, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. I left home for the reunion at 5:45 p.m. I told Luis, my son, I would be home late. I planned to meet up with old friends at Dimitri's Taverna afterwards. I saw Charlie at the reunion, but we didn't talk as much because we had seen each other earlier in the day at the pharmacy. So we know that Antonio had been with Charlie earlier in the day, where Charlie could have ticked him off, maybe. We don't know. But he leaves the reunion early too, at 9, maybe a little after. I was in the parking lot for a bit. I thought I saw Charlie drive off with someone, but I don't know for sure. I arrived at the diner too early. I was the first one there. I wanted to catch up more with everyone before I brought Slovaki home for Luis. But even Artie didn't show up for a while. Then I found out Charlie was dead. I don't know anything else. I'm sorry. Okay, he sounds kind of suspect. Antonio doesn't sound so good to me. So, Okay. All right. That's all we have for these people. I don't know who we're going to rule out. I can't rule out anyone yet. Okay, so we have an affidavit for a search warrant. And let's see what they say. They say this was to search a red brick single-story family residential dwelling, approximately 50 years old, with a gray shingle roof, one chimney, a front wooden porch, brown front door, detached single vehicle garage, constructed of wood covered in brown vinyl siding with a white overhead single door. The following property, let's see, whose house is this? Okay, so this is for the McDonough house, and so they have the search warrant, but we don't know what they found there. Let's see. So that doesn't tell us a heck of a lot. I can't rule out anybody based on that. What do we do now? Can you rule out anybody based on that? I can't rule out anyone. Can you? Can you rule out any of the suspects based on those statements? And I don't know what other information we have. We have a newspaper article that says last week, this was written by Nita Patel, and then Nita is a relation of Charlie's. Last week, my hometown of Chestnut Falls was shaken to its core by news of the cold-blooded murder of my old friend and classmate, Charles McDonough. The common refrain sung by townsfolk of every class and creed was the tired standby of soapy dramas and mawkish local news features. This kind of thing doesn't happen here, but it did happen, and the protective bubble that has surrounded one of the last islands of small-town America's halcyon values has burst. Charles McDonough, known as Charlie Mack to his friends and family, could never have known that his simple life as a husband and father in our town of fewer than 1,000 people would lead to his brutal strangulation in the dead of night. I would be lying if I said I thought Chestnut Falls was perfect. It never was. But when the Chestnut Falls community did well, they worked well, relentlessly to welcome every member of their community, no matter their background or identity, or to the limited comforts of small-town living. There is no mall, no office park, no reliable public transportation. There is only the hum of the crickets at night and the safety you feel leaving your front door unlocked as you make an extra pot of tea just in case someone drops by. All that's over now. One of the only advantages to resigning oneself to a humble existence, peace of mind, is shattered. We can no longer trust even our once venerated officials the only people with the power to bring justice to our community. Sheriff Stephen Navarro, out of commission due to illness, made the confounding decision to bring in an old private investigator buddy of his on the case rather than let the system do its job. While Michelle Gray may have some more experience in homicide investigation than a small-town deputy, I doubt one private investigator has the qualifications to support a town that is grieving a tragedy it has never known before. To whom, then, are we meant to turn? From whom do we demand justice when there is a killer at large? Who will tuck Charlie's daughter Maggie into bed at night and help Sarah, his grieving widow, put the pieces of her life back together? Charlie Mack may have died by the hand of an unknown assailant, but the heart of Chestnut Falls is dying by the hand that is unqualified to restore integrity to our town. So she has an axe to grind with the sheriff who pulled Michelle Gray in on this case, right? Sassy, I don't know. I can't rule out anyone in this at this time here. If we go back to our suspects, I don't know who we can rule out. We really can't. We haven't even heard about Robin Dupree, the history teacher. We haven't heard about Nick, the farmer, except that that Nick's parents wouldn't get someone something to eat. Susan Lee, the veterinarian, we can't rule her out. And Aura, we can't rule her out. Charlie's cousin Nita Patel, we can't rule her out. We don't know exactly where she was. I mean, Gavin Nash, plastic surgeon. Okay, we know why Gavin's a plastic surgeon. And Sarah, Charlie's wife, I mean, so we can't rule anyone out now, right? So I don't know what else we're supposed to do. Or I mean, we have another episode that we could open, but we should be able to gain more from here. I'm just seeing if there's anything that I... Definitely a male? Why do you say that, April? What? How come? What reason do you say it was definitely a male? Red Raven, I missed what happened, but I see that you need prayers. I'll check it out later, and of course, prayers for you there. I've been thinking about you. A long stride, a tall person. Well, yeah, but they said they couldn't make out the size or the type of shoe. It was strangled. No, they didn't. They didn't mention from behind, Carol. Just that we have two different reports of Aura saying he was leaning back, and then the officer saying Diana, I'll probably put it in Slack, only because then I can leave it up there and you can go in there. I can take some pictures and put it up in Slack. I think that's the best thing, since there's so many pages. Okay, Red Raven, you do that, please. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I'll take pictures of all of the documents and put them in the Slack group. Let me see here now. If we go into the yearbook and I read about them, let's see, the musical. Just as Danny was born to hand jive, so they did Grease as their high school musical, okay? And this is what it says in the yearbook. Charles McDonough was born to be on stage, and he left the crowd screaming, "You're the one that I want," in this year's production of Grease. The role of Sandra Dee went to fellow senior Jessica Johnson. Johnson held her own against McDonough's powerhouse performance, and the two, I'm just going to call him Charlie Mack from now on, I'm sorry, made an attractive couple. In the supporting cast, junior Pamela Poughkeepsie held the role of Rizzo, and last year's leading man, Arthur Artie Hughes. Okay, now look, there's something, right? Last year's leading man, Arthur Artie Hughes. We know Artie, right? Artie's the one that has some animosity between Gavin. Could Artie have also had animosity between Charlie, since Charlie was the leading man and, upstaged Artie? So it says Artie returned to the stage and briefly the front row after an overzealous backflip attempt during Grease Lightning. So, as Kaneki. So Artie embarrassed himself doing that backflip, right? So Artie's got even, Artie was humiliated. Maybe Artie's been carrying all this around because he wouldn't have had to do that backflip had he been Danny Zuko. But Charlie Mack, beat him out for that, okay? So, not good. Then we have athletics. So we have here, it's been another outstanding year for the athletics. Once again, their cross-country teams were led the way with senior Ryan Lloyd. So he's not even one of them, okay? On the women's side, senior Robin Dupree. So she is mentioned, and she is now a teacher, I guess, at the school. Not to be undone by men's basketball team led by senior captain Gavin Nash. So Gavin Nash was the lead captain of the basketball team. He had a record-breaking year as well, finishing in the top 10 in the county for the first time ever. So Gavin was, leading up the basketball team, doing well. Then we have some of the teachers. And I can't believe I'm losing my best student. Please continue theater. I look forward to seeing you on the stage someday, Mrs. Donahue. She was Charlie's history teacher. Okay. His math teacher said, you really stepped up your game. I wish you luck. And Mr. Wessler, his English teacher, said, sad to see you go. Happy to see you grow. Mr. Wessler. His gym teacher said, you were always a joy to have in my class. Come back to visit any time. And then his chemistry teacher said, Charles, you're a bright spirit with a lot of passion. Use it and you'll go far. Mrs. Gallagher. Okay, but let's look at the signatures in the back. Now, this is Gavin's. Dude, I better see you at my party this weekend, you footbag. You footbag. Okay, I've never heard that. Nashville baby, go Nads, the Gavster. Then the private investigator signed this. Have a nice summer, Michelle Gray. And then let's see who else we have here. Aura. We have a signature from Aura. Oh, and she's his cousin. So she says, I can't believe we survived. It was a bumpy ride, but you always had my back when I had to throw down on some a-hole. Remember the looks like Skater something riot and R2 something protest in the cafeteria. Bring back the veggie patty. Let's get out there and keep doing rad things in the world. Aura. Let's see. And then we have Artie. So Artie said, now remember Artie's animosity. I had fun doing musicals together. You did a pretty good job as Danny, all things considered. So he's giving him a dig there, okay? You did a pretty good job as Danny, all things considered. You're not so great. Don't be full of yourself. I wanted to play a comedic side character this time to test my versatility, so it worked out in my favor. Okay, so right away, Artie has that underlying hostility that's still there with these little tiny digs, okay? So if you're aiming for med school, you probably won't have time for theater. That's too bad, but good luck. I'm off to Broadway. When I land my first role, I'll send you tickets on the house. Break a leg, Artie. But let's see what Artie's doing today. Is Artie into theater or anything? Arthur Hughes, he's a high school history teacher, so he probably didn't get his big break in the theater, and who knows if he's, I don't know, bringing it all down that he didn't have the role as Danny Zuko. I have no idea. And then we have Antonio signed it. In a town full of phonies, you are the only one who keeps it real. And let's see. Antonio? You mean Artie? Artie's the one that's got a lot of, yeah, narcissism, hostility, passive aggressive. But is that too obvious, you know? Is Artie just too obvious? All of the stuff he's carrying around, that'd be very, very obvious, right? But let's not get stuck on Artie when we might be missing something. Now, if we go to their pictures, Artie, where's Artie? Okay. Susan, Robin. I'm just surprised I don't have more. All those things, right? So yeah, I mean, it looks like, I don't know, we can't, I don't see anybody we can rule out right now. This letter here says, I implore you to examine this case with an objective eye and fill in any of the gaps that I may overlook. This is from the sheriff. This is from the private investigator. With your help, there's a chance I'll finally get a good night's sleep. I'll touch base with you. Okay. She's in the process of gathering the witness statements from the 9 suspects. I started tracking the suspects' movements and a timeline based on their recounts. So where is our timeline? We're supposed to have a timeline in here. Hold on a minute. I don't see my timeline. Oh, I do have my timeline. Oh, okay, hold on. So we have something else here. Okay. So she has a timeline. This is very odd. She doesn't have any names next to it. She just has the high school reunion started at 6 p.m. And then she just has these time slots of like 9 or 10 minutes, of 9 minutes each. And yet doesn't have anything written in there. So that's not too helpful there, Michelle. Okay, so, but she said, wait, on the desktop, okay, hold on. You'll find a plan of action. It should help you. Okay, so let's look at that on the desktop. Where does she want me to go? Hold on a minute. Let's go to that. Hang on. Let me pull up that page and see what that's like. Come on. Hold on. Plan of action. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this over there. Okay. So hopefully, I want to make sure you can see this. Okay. Okay, so it says conduct witness statements, do not take accounts at face value, find supporting evidence. Create approximate timeline based off of statement. Fill in gaps as evidence comes in. Track suspect's movement using timelines, scaled map, etc. Check on status of autopsy, toxicology, get all waivers and legal forms signed ASAP. Gather proof to support alibis, search house, car, place of employment. Question relatives, friends, employers, bystanders, access security cams, email, digital logs, etc. Study autopsy, cross-reference with photos, study toxicology, cross-reference with autopsy, start eliminating suspects, and make the arrest. When you need to take a break, clean your desk, have a gin and tonic, turn on the radio, have another gin and tonic, stretch for 30 minutes, take a walk or run, read something that does not relate to the case or require extra brain power, sleep by 1 a.m., please. Okay, so what is this evidence checklist? Oh, we have a checklist here. Let me see. Get rid of this because I can't. A Bic lighter was located in the car underneath the driver's seat. Okay, a Bic lighter. So was Charlie a smoker or was somebody else a smoker in the car? Why was there a lighter in there? There was a class ring in the car on the passenger side floor with the initials CM, so that's Charlie's ring. There was a mint tin in the car on the back seat with a graphic illustration on front of a woman. Okay? There were socks in the trunk, a novelty print with a blank piece of paper found inside. There was a necklace underneath the passenger side seat, clasp shut opal inset. There was a gift bag in the car underneath the passenger side seat with blue tissue paper inside. There was a beanie hat in the car in the back seat, a knit hat in Fair Isle pattern. There was a toy doll in the glove compartment, plastic found with a handwritten note, a plastic comb in the glove compartment, and then there was spearmint gum, a half pack of spearmint gum found beneath the driver's seat, and a car freshener on the floor of the passenger side, shaped like a tree that said new car scent. What is this? 3 a.m. Oh, she's got a playlist here. Okay. Okay. Evidence. Gin cocktail. What is this? I don't know if that's where I put my password. Let me see. There's a folder to organize. Oh, okay. Hold on. She has a. Hold on a minute. Let me grab this. Hold on. Organize school records. Hold on. Let me just. Okay. All right, here, I'm going to pull the, come on, get back there. Okay. School records. What's going on? Where'd the school records go? Why is this not opening up again? Hold on a sec. I just had this open. I just did this. Oh, what is going on here? Oh, I see what's happening. It's my keyboard that's not. Hold on a minute. Okay, hang on. Okay, so we have a reunion. Or there's a screenshot. Or, hold on. It says, almost finished cleaning up. The reunion was a blast. Okay, so that's her screenshot. Zoom in. What time was it? So she was at there. Look. So she was really there at the time of his death. We can probably rule her out then. Right? If the time of death was, what did we say the time of death was? 9:30. She can be ruled out. (9:35 to 9:40). What do you think? She can be ruled out, Aura. Don't you think so? Does anybody else think Aura can be ruled out? No, it says the time of death was estimated to be between 9:35 and 9:40. Rule her out? Okay, I think we can rule Aura out there with that one. So we can, let me see what else we have. Anything else? Uh-oh. Look at this. Gavin Nash. We have a disciplinary form. Gavin picked up a younger student and slammed him against a locker. Gavin then proceeded to hold the younger boy off the ground as the student attempted to escape. When asked why he acted this way, Gavin responded that they were just messing around and said it's not a big deal. The younger student ran off before he could be identified. 2-day in-school suspension. And look who the teacher is, Mrs. Gallagher. And Mrs. Gallagher was one that signed the yearbook for, let's see here, was the fourth-year chemistry teacher that said to Charlie, "You're a bright spirit with a lot of passion. Use it and you'll go far." Mrs. Gallagher. She could have taken that picture at another time, but she didn't live in the area. Let me see. Okay, so that's the only school record we have so far. something and 12 others liked it. Almost finished cleaning up. The reunion was a blast. Is at Chestnut Falls High School. Yeah, but we have to, it says that here, it says, here, I'll show you about ruling people out. Where's my other, let me look in the box. Oh, wait a second, let me see here. Oh, wait a second, I have something else. No, that's a cozy. I have a cozy for the class of 98 in there, back to the 90s. Okay, so we have a black light. Let me see. So what does it tell us about ruling someone out? Let's see. Take notes. Jotting down notes and clues. Okay, don't be afraid to play around with the items in your box. Turn them upside down, stack them on top of each other, hold them to a light. You may be surprised about how much you can learn from a new perspective. Start with the letter. See who has access to the murder weapon. Well, the murder weapon was their hands. Everyone has access to their hands. Who has a reason to want the victim dead, and who has access to the victim around the time of death? You get all three of those and you found the killer. Read everything with care and don't take anything as truth without thinking about it long and hard. Then it says digital evidence. Interact with online elements of gameplay. True to an investigation, there are files, tools, and correspondence critical to your success that can only be accessed online. You'll find the necessary links mentioned within the letter from your investigative contact. Okay, where's the thing about ruling them out? Let me see. I think, hold on a minute, I think it's in her letter. Oh yeah, hold on a minute. There's a virtual shared desktop. Well, yeah, we went to that. Okay, that's where we are. Where did I read about ruling the person out? Hold on. I know I read that somewhere. Track your progress with these helpful links. Oh, we have to go to the forum. The forum is going to let us access forum resources and get all the burning questions answered. Let's see. After each episode, you should be able to eliminate at least one suspect. To do this, you need to examine evidence from each episode and cross-reference from past ones. So, well, this is the first one, so we don't have to cross-reference. Together with what happened that night and why. Good luck. Okay, so we should, it says, be able to eliminate a suspect. And I know there was a place where we get a congratulatory message. If we do that. But now I can't find them mentioning that. Where did I read that? That is so crazy because I know that I read that. It's not there. Let me see. Jumping off point. It's not in her letter. Let's see, is it in the sheriff's letter? I doubt it. Does anybody know where I read that? That is so weird. I cannot find it, but that is very, very odd. Unless, wait a second, maybe it's, oh, hold on a minute. Hold on. Okay, so on this inventory thing, on the back it says, important, please read episode recap information. Once you have examined each item carefully, look for clues and connections between the items. Connected with the community. Felt like you completed this episode or are stuck, go to huntakiller.com/recaps for hints and to update your suspect list. Oh, okay, hold on a minute. We can go there. Hang on. But that still is not where I read that one thing. I'm really confused about where I read that one thing, and it's driving me crazy now. But, oh, maybe it was on this little card. Here we go. Your goal in this episode. So our goal, Astira, is to eliminate a suspect. Okay, so we have to go to this. Hold on. You'll receive, click on one character who cannot be the murderer based on the evidence in this episode. I would say we have to rule her out. Okay, so let me pull that one up. Hang on. Hold on. I'm going to pull up that area. Let me see. So that would be, hang on. Okay. Hold on. Okay. And come on. Okay, so we're at episode 1. Password, hold on a minute, let me get my password here. They just gave me another password, okay. Hold on. Okay. Go. It's telling me that's not right, okay. Please try again. Okay. Let's try this again. It might kick. Maybe my cap locks are on. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to have to tell, the password is not working. Let me make sure I'm doing it right. Maybe I'm in the wrong episode. Hold on a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think we're in the wrong one. Hold on. Let's see. It has layers. These episodes will not expose all the answers. Oh, I was in the wrong one. That's what it was. I was in the wrong one. No, it's still telling me. What is going on? Hold on. Okay, finally got it. I don't know what the heck I was doing. My cap locks was not on. Save it for me, please. Okay, so here. Oops, come on. Okay, let's see if we get this right. Then we're good for this this night. Let's see. So we can't do Robin. We haven't heard anything about her. Artie, we've heard stuff, but we cannot rule him out. Susan, we cannot rule her out. Sarah, we can't rule her out. Nick, we haven't heard enough about. Aura is the one with Gavin. So Nita, you want to go with Aura, right? Everybody's in agreement. We need to rule. We need to rule Aura out. I don't know, Jennifer. He emailed me the other day. I think he might be falling asleep early. I've been coming on late since my daughter's been home. So are we ruling out Aura? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Keep it kind. I hope you're doing better. We'll be praying for you. Evie says, no, we have to. We have to rule out someone, you guys. It says that was our goal in this thing. It says your goal in this episode is to eliminate a suspect. We have to eliminate someone. You're ruling out Gavin? How can you? Gavin was gone early. We don't know where he was, and he had wet hair and all that. We can't. How can we rule out Gavin? Tell me why we rule out Gavin. Gavin is one that's... Aura. Wait, to Scooter, how can we rule out Gavin? Wait, you guys, okay. Can someone give me a reason why we're going to rule out Gavin? Because I don't get it. I think the only one we can rule out due to the screenshot would be Aura. Because she has a clock there at the time of death, past the time of death, that she couldn't be. Who wants too obvious? But no, you can't. But no. You can no. You can't rule out somebody because it's too obvious. But you can. To Scooter, we got to go by the facts here. We can't go by gut feelings. You need chocolate to think better? The only one we can rule out is Aura, I think. Because that's the only one we have some information about. We can't do Gavin. We'll lose. We'll lose right off the bat because there's no way to rule Gavin out with this episode. Okay, but to Scooter, you're saying it's a gut feeling to rule Gavin out? We can't. Okay. Guys, listen now. The object of this episode is to rule out a suspect. Go on, rule out Aura then. I think we have to rule out Aura. I'm serious, guys. I know that we could go on and on, but I really do. Okay. So look, it says here, listen to this, guys. Click on the person using the clues you received who does not likely have the motive, means, and or opportunity to commit the murder. Keep in mind, you may not need definitive evidence to eliminate a suspect during this stage of the investigation. Letter from private investigator, hint. Crime scene description, hint. Let's see this. There are 9, suspects. Build a timeline. See if the witness statement had an alibi. See, during the time of the murder. Heist, read through the yearbook carefully. Black lights can expose hidden messages. In the high school, there is, let's see this. In the high school yearbook, there is a message written in black light ink that says, "I'll keep the biz running while you're away." Let's see what that's about. I didn't, let me get the black light out. Hold on a minute, guys. Okay. I'm opening the black light. Hold on, I'm opening the black light. Okay. I'm grabbing the autograph page. I'm opening the autograph page. Okay, I'm shining the black light. Let me see. I'm looking on the page. I'm looking. Oh, I see. Hold on. I'll keep the biz running while you're away. I'll keep the biz running while you're away. Okay, now let's see. I'm looking at the handwriting. Okay. And so far, I'll keep the biz running while you're away. Oh, that looks like always stay sweet. Well, then no, that's I'll keep the biz running while you're away. But there's no signature on it. I'll keep the biz running while you're away. Okay, wait, I get it. I get it now. Someone took Charlie's yearbook. Okay? And someone is going to keep the pharmacy running while he's away. So who could possibly keep the pharmacy running while he's away? Let's see what we have here. 5 suspects. Antonio is a record shop owner. He could never keep the pharmacy running. Okay, Artie is a high school history teacher. How could he do that? Robin is a farmer. Nicholas is a neuroscientist. Well, could it be him? Susan Lee is a veterinarian. 3 are in town just for the reunion. Okay, so they reside, all of those people reside in Chestnut Falls. Antonio, Artie, Robin, Nicholas, and Susan. That's 5 of them. Aura is a lawyer. She's Charlie's cousin, and she's in town just for the reunion. Nita is a freelance journalist. She's not his cousin, I'm sorry. It's Aura that's the cousin. Gavin is a plastic surgeon. Okay, so that's 8. And then Susan is Charlie's wife. I think we have to take Aura out. It would have to be the vet or the scientist. Okay, so again, it looks like we could take Aura out. I'm gonna take Aura out. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so it says correct. Aura did not hold back on details in her statement and was the most cooperative suspect, which helps her credibility and makes it extremely unlikely that she would commit the murder. It is unclear if Aura had the means to have killed Charlie. Aura was not likely at the murder scene at the time of Charlie's death, approximately 9:37 p.m., because she was at the high school. She took a picture at the high school after the reunion and posted it on her social media, which can be found in the photo. The clock reads 9:42. In her statement, she says she cleaned the school until 9:45 when she noticed a missed call from Susan, discovered Charlie's body, then called 911 at 10:17. The facts are confirmed by Aura's photo, corroborates that Aura was at the high school at 9:42 on the night of the reunion based on the clock in the photo. Arthur's statement corroborates that Aura stayed at the high school after the reunion. Susan's statement corroborates that Aura had a missed call from Susan at 9:45. Crime scene description corroborates that Aura made a 911 call at 10:17. Based on this information, Aura can be eliminated as a suspect at this time. Who will be eliminated next? Find out in episode 2. Share your success with your friends. Okay, we did it, guys. We did it. We're done with this one. We're going to take it into episode 2 next. Probably do that next weekend. Hold on a minute. So I'll be getting all of this stuff posted up in the Slack group, so you have time to get in there. And okay, so there we go. We got our first job done. We've got Aura eliminated. I wonder who did it. This will be a fun thing to do once a week, to de-stress and to. I think it's good. It keeps you sharp too on some investigative skills. What do you think? Do you guys like that idea of doing that once a week and trying this out? What do you think? Everybody's okay with that? Like on the weekend or something? Let me know. Two Scooter, you didn't like that? Two Scooter didn't like it? Oh, Two Scooter, you didn't like it? Oh. It was fun, Stephanie? Sure, Sharon's sure. Sharon doesn't sound too sure. That could be like sure. Depends on how Sharon said that. She could say sure, or she could be like, yeah, sure. As long as I can hide. Why do you want to hide, Lisa? You love it, Evie? Are they real old cases? No, I don't think so, Stephanie. No. You'd love to participate? Okay. So then if you're not in Slack, because we already have, hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me just save our whiteboard, okay? Okay. Hopefully that's saved. I hold in my hand and I'm not going to open. This is episode 2 with more information. I hold it in my hand right here. So I'm going to let these people know because they want to know what we're doing with it, how we're enjoying it, and how it's going. So let me know if you enjoyed it or you didn't. You liked it, that your name was used. You never said you didn't like it? Somebody said it for you. You sent me an email because you're not in Slack. Okay. You like playing games? You like to play devil's advocate is all? I don't know, Two Scooter. People are misleading me. They may be purposely trying to do that. I don't know. It was fun? Hey, Mikey, he likes it. I don't know why Lisa's hiding either. It was different and fun. Okay, yeah, and I think if we get into this a little bit, it'll be fun, I think. Sleuthing, doing some sleuthing. Okay, so next weekend, one time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll do the next episode. Anything else new? Tomorrow is Heidi's funeral, right? Saturday? Today's Saturday. Today's Friday. I'm so lost. Today's Friday. Today's actually Saturday, right? Well, it's Saturday now. Yeah, today is Heidi's funeral. And then on the 2nd, Megan is due to be in court. She's the only one in custody. She has not been charged with any murder charges as of yet. Just so you know. There were a couple of other weird cases that were sent in. Someone sent me something that was down the road from them about very strange case about, did you hear that one? About this mother that had a baby that was 4 weeks old that needed to be taken in when they have jaundice at birth. They have to go in to go under lights if their jaundice gets too high. And they had the baby and they didn't take the baby in. The baby was extremely yellow, and now the baby and the mother are both missing. Have you heard this one? She knows why you're hiding. Two Scooter knows why you're hiding. Oh, happy birthday, Sassy. Happy early birthday. Lisa's being bad again? Okay. Someone murdered Heidi, yeah. You didn't hear that one? Well, let me see. I'll share it with you real quick before we go. Wow, so many. Oh my gosh, I have like 57 emails. Teacup, you're already in the group. Hold on, I'm just trying to get the article. Hang on. Oh my gosh, I've got so much stuff coming in. So it was right after that, and I know I'm getting messages now. Okay. Oh, no. It's right after this, I believe. Oh, here, I found it. Okay. Whew. Okay. So Kathy sent this in and said, I can't even believe this, but this is 40 minutes from where I live. She hasn't been found yet. I thought I'd share the story with you. Okay, so here it is. Police searching for a La Crosse woman. Child's father not cooperating, authorities say. La Crosse police asked for help on Friday in locating a La Crosse woman and her sick 1-month-old child while the child's father was in the La Crosse County Circuit Court. The La Crosse Police Department put out a Facebook post Friday afternoon asking for people to contact authorities with information about the whereabouts of Tracy Cadogan, 40, and her son, who's in need of critical medical attention. Now hold on, I'm going to try to get her picture here. Okay, so this is the mother that's missing. Police were called Thursday to Cadogan's residence on the 800 block of West Avenue South by La Crosse County Child Protective Services after a social worker raised concerns that the baby had been taken to the hospital to be treated for jaundice, a condition that causes yellow discoloration of the baby's skin and eyes and can indicate severe health problems, according to the Mayo Clinic. The social worker told police she was concerned that if untreated, the baby could develop brain damage, according to the court records. Police found the child's father, Volante C. Feist, at the residence, despite bond conditions forbidding him from contacting Cadogan or her residence. According to court records, Feist was charged Friday with felony bail jumping. While Feist was in court, La Crosse County Circuit Court Judge Elliot Levine asked him to give law enforcement any information he had about Cadogan's location, saying it might be a life or death for the child if the child doesn't get to the hospital. According to the criminal complaint, the social worker had been attempting to contact the family for a week. And on December 20th, she spoke to Feist, who's 30, and refused
from start to finish. Compare plan.
And refused to provide information about where Cadogan or the child could be, according to the records. When the police arrived at the residence early Thursday afternoon, nobody answered. Children's Protective Services received a warrant about 4:15 p.m. Thursday from Levine to enter any residence to locate the baby, take him to the hospital for medical treatment. They found Feist, who acknowledged he wasn't supposed to be in the residence and refused to answer any questions about the whereabouts of Cadogan or the infant. When police asked if the child was alive, Feist said, "Yeah, she is a good mother. He is fine," according to the complaint. He also gave conflicting answers about when he last saw the child. I'm just going to put his picture up there. Oh, that's tiny. Hold on. Okay, where was I now? Feist was out on bond Thursday in connection with the December 12th incident in which he was charged with false imprisonment and disorderly conduct. Both as a repeat offender, Feist was accused of tackling Cadogan and holding her down December 12th while she was holding the infant. According to the criminal complaint, the victim told police Feist had drank an entire bottle of spiced rum, then refused to let her leave their residence. We had somebody up here, oh my gosh, I don't know if I ever told you guys, held his whole family hostage. He was somebody, our kids played baseball. It was the craziest thing. I'll tell you that another time. To leave their residence. Feist was previously convicted of causing mental harm to a child and fourth-degree sexual assault after he pled guilty to assaulting a 16-year-old when he was 21. He also has previous convictions for possession of methamphetamines, burglary, trespassing, theft, and disorderly conduct. So, yeah, they don't have a picture of the child. Let me just see if there's any updated information. Yeah, it looks like they're... This might be the latest. Let me see. Yeah, it's looking that they're still looking for them. And did we hear any more on that Amber Alert? Did they find that little boy and his mother? Did anybody hear on that? A La Crosse man was charged after holding a woman inside an igloo for an hour. Okay. Did anybody hear on the Amber Alert? So that's the woman who's missing. You had your very first, Sharon? Wow. If you lived near me, I would have made you one. Okay. So, that's cold. Your daughter's birthday is December 30th. When she was little, she thought it was great that everyone celebrated her birthday. I still tell it on her and it embarrasses her now. Okay, so, all right. The boy was yes, you're right. But did they find him? Janelle is what I'm asking. Doesn't look good, especially if he was an abuser. Let's hope they find him. I don't know. Sad. All right. Well, everybody, good night. Stay safe. God bless. Keep everyone in your prayers. Love you guys. Good night. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to you all for coming.